Hi family, what's up? It's your girl Ty and I'm back with another video. As you can see, this is gonna be a read. I know you already probably see from the title anyway, but I don't know what the title is gonna be yet because as you see, I'm literally pulling out the cards as we speak, so I don't even know what the read is gonna say. I do want to start off by saying, before I get into it, I'm sorry. I really have a bad habit of doing this, but I want to say thank you to all of my new subscribers. Thank you to all of my day ones. I love every single last one of you guys, and I truly appreciate your support. All right, let's jump into the video. Oh yeah, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe if you're not already subscribed to your girl's channel, but no pressure. So, I do want to say it wasn't my intention to do this. Spirit been pulling on my energy heavily. It's interesting because I've been getting pulled on my energy from not just for you guys, my tribal family, but for also myself, from my ancestors. They've been telling me to tap into my gifts. I've been, going through a lot of changes in my life, so I haven't been recording as much as I felt like I wanted to this year. But this morning I was trying to lay down. As y'all can see, I'm in the bed and I just couldn't sleep. Spirit kept telling me, do a read. So I'm like, okay, somebody must need to read. So the first card I got is creativity. And Spirit told me to keep shuffling, so I'm being obedient. The next card I got is betrayal. Interesting. And your third card I got is desire. And I'm being told to stop here and read the first three cards that you guys have. So your first card is creativity. And one of the things that automatically stood out to me is that this card is in reverse. So whenever a card is in reverse, that means it's something that you should really pay attention to. Because once you master those things that's in reverse, then everything that's, every card that's facing the right way would flow through for you easily. And it's interesting because you have three cards on this reading and two of your cards is in reverse. So the first card I have is creativity. And Spirit is saying to me on this card, create. You came here to conquer and create. Sorry. You came here from conquerors and creators. Your blood remembers. Use your gift to multiply your magic. You are a cosmetic creative force. You are a divine nation within one person. How creative do you allow yourself to be? Break out of your comfort zone into your creative fertility. You have the power to create planets. Oh yes, you are creative. No one else's opinions matter. Let your inner child play to awaken your creativity. Creativity is your birthright. Creating is birthing, is manifesting. And your affirmation for this card is I am creative. I am a creative visionary. So one of the first things that Spirit just yelled at me, literally said, do you notice how many times you kind of pause and trample over things? And I was like, in my head, I'm like, y'all can't hear the conversation. I'm like, yeah, I did notice that. Like, nice time to mention it when I'm in, doing my video and I'm not, I've been told by Spirit to, when I do my readings, to, even though I'm not going live with them, and eventually I will, when I feel more comfortable. But Spirit said, act as if you're going live, because everything that I do and that I say and that the people that's connected to these readings, everything matters. And what Spirit told me is that the reason why you was kind of seemed like you wasn't, I don't know, I just felt like on some of I felt like I was pausing too much. I felt like I wasn't doing it the right way. And it's so funny because Spirit said, I had you do it like that for a reason. And I remember as I'm reading the cards, I was thinking to myself, well, maybe I should start over and read the card, so that way I won't be like trampling over my words. But Spirit said, no, do it just the way you're doing it, authentic. because I want to show them this. This woman with all this creativity. And if you're a man, this is a general reading, so take it as it resonates. If I say a woman, it can resonate for a man too. And if I say a man, that also can resonate for a woman. Take it, from who you are and where you're at in life and whatever you receive from the message. But what Spirit told me was, that's your problem. The same problem that I have. Spirit said, you're spending too much time worrying about how the things that you're bringing into the world, your creativity is going to project. And Spirit is saying, just do it. Don't worry about how it's going to come out. Don't worry about don't worry about the mistakes. Like, it's people who are billionaires right now. And yes, they made mistakes along the way. And the only way for you to truly know what you're capable of doing, if you actually trying, you learn from your mistakes. I literally, you guys, I don't know if you guys are subscribed to my channel or not, if you guys caught the video, but I literally have a Millionaire March documentary that I did at the beginning of my channel. And if you want to check it out, of me going through the motions of quitting my job, walking away from a 9-to-5, starting my own business, crying, because I felt like I made the wrong mistake. But look at me now. You know what I'm saying? My business is up. It's open. It's running. I have clients. I was able to bounce back into the work field because, yes, I did make a mistake by leaving the work field too fast. I thought that, okay, well, this is what God wanted me to do. I'm going to walk away from the 9-to-5. I'm just going to start this life. And no, it didn't work like that for me. I did have to go back to the 9-to-5, but guess what? I still have my business on the side too. I'm still making money on the side. You see, and that's what God is saying. Just do it. God knows what's going to happen. God allows things to happen and allow things not to happen a certain way so you can learn from your mistakes. But just because you make a mistake and you fall down doesn't mean you can't get back up again. Don't worry about taking a walk of shame. Who cares? The only thing you should be worrying about is you taking a walk with God. And when you're walking with God, God is saying, I want you to come with your creativity. Don't worry about who's going to see you. Don't worry about if you feel like you're doing the right thing. Don't worry about nothing but getting the job done. And God said, I'll do the rest. That's what Spirit said, I'll do the rest. Just take the initiative to create whatever it is that you're going to create. Rather it's you stepping out and, into a new job field. Rather it's you starting a new business. Rather it's you, whatever it is, something new for you that you can bring into this world, that you're doing new for yourself. Whatever. And I hear God saying it's in you. It's naturally in you. You want to do it. You feel like you can do it, but there's something holding you back. Or it's something that it's like, I hear for some of you, God is saying, some of you are only putting in 25% of. And I need you to put in more. And God is saying, I need you to put in just 25 more percent. Even if it takes you from making a monthly goal for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Some of you might feel like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, but I can't afford it. God said, I'll make a way. Write down your goals. Tell me what you want. I'm listening. And I am your provider. So that's what I got from that card. And then the next card I got is betrayal. And usually with the betrayal card, it most of the time comes with the evil eye on you and jealousy from other people. And for some of you, Spirit is saying that is true. And that's probably another reason what's holding you back from doing what it is you're called to do, which is so funny because I can relate to that myself. That's why I'm starting to feel like, is this reading for me and you? Because honestly, y'all, like I was just saying at the beginning of the video, I personally don't do a lot of readings too because I feel like it's a lot of people who have the evil eye on me. And I feel like come on my platform just to see, oh, let's see what she's doing now. Or like, just being nosy. And because a lot of people don't understand me. They don't understand how I did this big shift in my life. Because like this year, I mean, not this year, it's a new year, but last year, like my spiritual gift like took a dramatic like like a very big churn, y'all. And when I tell you God have amplified my powers like to like crazy, you know, and it's like honestly I can understand, and that's what God is saying. God is, for some of you who's worrying about that, I truly can understand how you feel, you know, because you don't even understand the goddamn changes that God has done. You know what I'm saying? So it's like for other people around you and that know you and that's used to the old version of you, they're looking for that person. And there are. And it's some of them that's probably don't even believe that you're this new person. They feel like you're a fraud or you're lying about something that you're trying to be. But you're not being nothing but who your soul is calling you to be, which is your true authentic self. Some of us been programmed for so long to do things and live our life a certain way and to present ourselves a certain way because we felt like, you know, that was acceptable for society. But Spirit is saying, let them watch. Like, who cares? Are you gonna, it's like, you know, someone who, let's say, you know, you practice for 2 years, 3 years, or whatever the case may be to do something, and you did it secretly. You practiced secretly. No one didn't know. But now it's time for you to be seen. It's time for people to see what it is that you've been studying, that you've been researching, and everyone is anticipating and walking on eggshells around you because they're like, well, they're trying to figure out, how did she do this? How did he do this? How did this person turn to this person? And a lot of times, God said, it's interesting because the betrayal card is not in reverse. It's up forward. And I feel like God is saying, a lot of times, people don't even realize when they're betraying you. Sometimes you can, when you really tap into this creativity that you have within you, that you always had in you, that's been sitting in your DNA, just been waiting to get activated by you. When you activate that gene inside of you, it sometimes comes with betrayal from others. And God is saying, don't always look at that betrayal as something like, this person don't like me, or they don't, you know, like they don't understand. Like, don't feel the need to worry about why people are changing on you. Because God is saying sometimes you can think negative, but that negative can be a positive. And okay, I'm okay, Spirit, listen. Okay. Spirit want me to give you guys an example so for those of you can have a better like understanding of what I'm saying. Give me a second, y'all. How can I put this? Okay, boom. Let's say, you know, a person who always, you know, just partied all the time, did drugs, didn't care about school, you know, was so ready to finish school, and all of a sudden they just stopped partying all the time. They stopped doing drugs and they just got extremely focused on school. And within that time period, God says, let's say it was a year or 2 years, and God is saying for some of you even short of 6 months, literally a couple months, God is saying, some of you are here right now, you feel the changes that's been happening on you within that time period. Some of you it's a little longer, some of you are shorter, but God is saying within that time period, some people don't understand the shift in your life. And some people are not wanting to be around you anymore, and you feel like they're giving you evil eye, but God is saying really they're admiring you. They're inspired by you. They can't, they're in disbelief because they can't believe that you have did this 360 in your life. And God is saying, I didn't put it in reverse because I wanted you to see that it's beauty in betrayal. It can be beauty in that. Don't always look at it as if, oh, people don't want to be around me anymore. God said, I am elevating you. And those people who knew the old version of you, they're not going to understand the new version of you. And that's okay. Be okay with the betrayal. Be okay with the gossip, people gossiping behind your back. And another thing God pointed out to me is the, like with the spider, she have legs of a spider behind it, and it's a whole bunch of spider webs connected. And God is saying, even though it's even though there's spider webs connected all around her, for people gossiping or watching you, seeing what it is, but look what's behind her. You see that light? And God said, you have the ball in your hand. And you have the light behind you. And yes, you have a lot of nets and a lot of people that's trying to stick their legs and their hands and their minds into what it is that you are doing. But God said, let them talk. Let them do that. And another thing too, it's literally spiders like falling from the ceiling, from the webs. And God is saying that is the people around you that's gossiping around you, that's walking on the eggshells, that don't understand you, and it's making you feel like, uncomfortable to really truly tap into your creativity. And like I said, what did I say at the beginning? The creativity is in reverse. If you focus on your creativity and tap in and allow what your soul is calling you to bring to the world, what you're, which is a part of your purpose, all of this wouldn't even damn matter. Because God said they're going to talk anyway. So just go ahead and do what it is that you're sent here to do. So on this card it said, who really betrayed you? And I was tripping over that word because as I was reading it, I feel like God kind of threw it in my face once again, because like I said, y'all, I go through that too. Like, I feel like with me just going through this shift in my life and tapping into my gifts and doing readings, like, that people didn't even know I can do reads. Like, people didn't even know I had a spiritual gift, y'all, until I just, it's like I let the cat out the box in 2023, literally. I always felt called to cards and do tarot reads, but it's just something that I kind of just, how it's something that keep pushing on you to do, you need to do it, but you kind of like, And that's what God is saying, y'all are doing with y'all creativity. And me too, I gotta be honest, the Spirit calling me out on this reading too. Like, Spirit is saying, and part of the reason why we're doing that is because of the betrayal that we have felt too, from our past, from people, from others, and we don't want to, God is saying some of you don't want to keep putting yourself out there because you feel like you don't know what's the end result's going to be, and God said do it anyway. And like I was just saying, the card said, who really betrayed you? And that's what, once again, Spirit said, the Spirit didn't put this card in reverse. The Spirit saying, no one's betraying you. What if God set this up like this? What if God wanted you to feel like you're getting betrayed? Oh, no. I heard Spirit say, no, what if it's your emotions making you feel like that from your past? What if you're getting triggered from all the changes that's happening? And what if, okay, now it's making sense. God said, and I'm allowing that to happen. You see, God knows when we're overthinking about things. So sometimes God will allow certain things to happen because at the end, God gonna have the last say. So, for example, let's say you lose a job, right? And you're just so stressed out about losing this job. And God allowed you to be stressed out. God knows you're stressed out. God allowed you to be stressed out. God even made you lose your job a certain kind of way, knowing that you was gonna go into this frequency of being stressed. And we all know what is any frequency that's stressed and overthinking, that's a low vibration frequency. But God will allow us sometimes to sit in that vibration, because God knows the next day and right around the corner, it's the whole new offer that God has for you. Like I said before, when God closes one door, be happy. Praise God for closing that door. Don't always be so angry about things you don't understand, because when God is working in your life, you're not always going to understand things. And God is closing doors for other doors to get open. So that's why God is saying, I allow you to go in that low vibration, make you feel like it's over, because I want to show you that when I bring this into your life, that's going to be your testimony. God said, how can you have a testimony when you never been through anything? No one wants to hear a story. No one wants to hear the story about the person who just had everything easy for them. The testimony that people truly wants to hear and that truly touches people is those who've been through some shit. Those who can admit that, yes, I didn't, listen to my higher self. I did allow myself to just to operate out of fear. Yes, I did lose my job and I almost lost my damn mind and went fucking crazy. And then God came back into my life and did this when I pulled myself up. When I got myself off that couch. When I told myself, girl, get your life. When I told myself, bro, I gotta do something. When you keep showing up and don't give up and show God that I don't care what's gonna come in my life, I'm gonna keep fighting. That's when God be able to use you in your story as a testimony. And that's why God is saying, who really betrayed you? Who really betrayed you? Betrayers from others. Minors, you're okay, I'm sorry. Betrayals from others. Mirrors, you're betraying yourself. Betrayals from others. Mirrors, you betraying yourself. Betraying yourself. So, as y'all can see again, I just kind of stumbled over my words. And it's so funny because the only... Okay, so Spirit said, you learn from your mistakes. No one's perfect. As y'all can see me doing this reading, I'm far from perfect. And it's funny because as I'm doing this, y'all, I feel the emotions of feeling like, this is not good enough. Because when I look at other people doing their reads, they kind of have more of a flow. Like, they don't stumble over their words. They don't, you know, like... And another thing, too, is like, I know that even though that this is something that I know that I definitely can do, because I have done it for other people and they have gave me excellent reviews on my reads. But you know, me stepping out of my box and doing generals and putting myself out there to the world for people to come on my platform and watch me and see what I'm doing, see what I'm talking about, that's a really big step for me, y'all. And not only that, like, I know sometimes when I feel like, for some reason, I notice like when I'm reading by myself, I can read fluently with no problem, but sometimes I feel like I'm under pressure when others are watching me. When I know that other people is going to be listening to me and listening how I talk and listening to how I speak and judging me, I fold under pressure. And because of that, I haven't been being true to my true calling of being able to do tarot reads. And I know that with me doing this, it's going to help people in this world find out things that help them heal, to help them find their purpose. But because of the betrayals that happened to me in my past and that I'm holding on to, and like Spirit said, betrayers from others are minor, are mirrors of you betraying yourself. So it makes me think. And it's funny because I was just asking God in my head, why did I keep saying minors when they say mirrors? And God says, because it's a minor thing. And that's, wow. This is so crazy. So once again, y'all, Spirit is using me right now as I speak to show people, like, do it anyway. You notice how I kept saying minors, but it's clearly say mirrors? God said, I had you do that. And that's why God, once again, at the beginning of this video, God said, I want you to start doing your videos as if you're going live. Don't stop. Even if you mess up, who cares? If someone want to make a joke about, oh, she don't know the difference from minors and mirrors. You know the difference. God allowed you to mess up sometimes to teach you. And sometimes, like God just said, I'm like, well, I keep saying minors. God said, because I'm trying to show you what we are worrying about is minor things. You see what I'm saying? Like, and I'm literally, like, I was sitting here thinking to myself, like, when I started reading, like, God, you've been pushing, you've been riding my back all morning to get on here to do this reading. And I get on here and I do my reading, and I feel like I'm messing up again. And God is telling me and showing y'all that, no, you're not messing up. It may not always look perfect to you. But as long as you're doing what I asked you to do, it's perfect to me. once again, about the job, we don't understand. We're stressed out about losing the job, and God is like, no, that's perfect. It's perfect. Because what you don't know is that I'm opening up new doors. So, wow, that was crazy. I feel even more confident now because I feel like, wow, like, and it's so funny because and I'm going to be real short, y'all, because I know y'all probably tired of me rambling on and this y'all reading, but like my whole life, I always felt like I had to do things the right way. And I remember literally last year in nurse school, the teacher told me, he was like, Ty, you're too much of a perfectionist. You want things to be a certain way, and I'm like, it was crazy because I never really had nobody call me out on that. And when he said it, I realized, wow, I am. But I feel like that's just a part of who I am as my leadership skills. But God is saying, yes, it's okay to want things to be a right way, but it's not okay to be God. Oh my gosh. God said, I am God. So I am in control. Allow me to take the control. Sometimes we try to take too much control, God is saying. And with us doing that, it makes us mirrors the betrayal that we have for ourselves of not feeling good enough or worthy enough to be seen on a new level, on a different level than anyone ever seen you on. And God, and it's funny because it took me back to how this card started. Who really betrayed you? Betrayed you. I feel like I was saying portrayed to be you. Maybe, okay, Spirit is saying those people who are betraying you, they really want to portray to be you. So just do it anyway. Even if you feel like it's not perfect, it's still people watching. And God is saying, and one thing about it, if they're talking about you, you're obviously doing something right. And I know in the entertainment, maybe you guys are, maybe some of you, I don't know what, because I feel like some of you guys may are want to step into a different like career, like entertainment, where you're kind of putting yourself out. Because I hear God saying, any publicity, I can't say that word, publicity. I cannot say that word. When I was a kid, I used to go to speech, and clearly it's some words that I just couldn't master. But you know what I'm trying to say? Whatever, I'm going to just say P. Whatever P you bring to you, whether it's good or bad, it's good. If they're talking, it's good. And and God is saying once again, you know, just look at me doing this. Like, I'm literally stepping out of my comfort zone right now doing it. Like, I want to just be laying out of my bed, talking to Spirit, meditating, you know, just doing. But this morning, God just kept like, it's time. It's time. It's people that's waiting to hear my messages. And it's you. I choose you. And that's what God is saying. I choose you. Whatever it is that God wants you to create and bring to this world, He's choosing you. And because of you worrying about the gossiping behind your back and the betrayal from other people, you are literally betraying yourself. Betrayal is a web that disputes everything you thought you knew. Use discernment in your relationships. Betrayal makes it difficult to trust. Once again, you so worried about what people are saying behind your back and how people feel about you that you're literally, I just said this before reading the card, y'all. I just said you're betraying yourself by not allowing yourself to be seen the way that God has programmed you and has created your DNA to be seen. Activate that gene that's just been sitting in stagnation. Every piece of your DNA was placed there for a reason. So don't allow yourself to stay shallow. For what? Go deep. Dive deep into what it is that you were sent here to do and be seen. But betrayals make it difficult for you to trust. And that trust that you have, you know, from you breaking out of this comfort zone of you not trusting others and what they're going to think of you, is hindering your trust within yourself. But without trust, your relationships are a lie. Trust that no matter what happens and no matter how long it takes, you will survive and thrive. The real question, how have you betrayed or abandoned yourself? And the affirmation for this card is, I am willing to know the truth. So Spirit had me pause both times. Because Spirit really wants you to think about that. Spirit is saying, I really want you to dive deep and think about, how have you betrayed or abandoned yourself? What is it that you know that Spirit has been calling you to do that you just haven't been doing? And I hear Spirit just said procrastination. So some of you, it's like, you know what you're supposed to be doing, but for some reason you're sitting back and procrastinating on your creativity. So the next card I have for you guys, and the last card, is desire. This is your card. And on this card, the first thing I notice is it's the number 8. And number 8 is abundance. The number 8 is eternal. And on this card, it says, dream bigger. Punny desires constrict you. Punny. I don't even know what that word means. I want to Google it. Hold on, y'all. I want to know what punny means, because I don't know what that means. And I want to make sure that I'm giving you guys the best. Okay. Punny. I put punk. I'm like, why do it say punk? Okay. So punny means small and weak. Okay. So dream bigger. Small and weak desires constrict you. You desire, I'm sorry, your desires create your life. So allow them to flow boldly. What do you really desire? Get specific. See it, smell it, feel it, call it in now. What you desire desires you. So I literally told y'all, like, in the beginning of this reading, I remember saying, write down monthly goals. Like, write down, like, what do you want to see yourself going? And I think I said that. If I didn't, I must have said it in another reading. But I think I did say it in this reading. But, like, write down where you want to go. Like, and that's what God is saying. Let go of that weak desires, this thing that you just kind of like I said, it's kind of just sitting there, but you're like, no. Dream bigger. Don't just shake it off. Invite it in. Understand what it is that you want. Write down what you want. Tell Spirit what you want. Once you figure out what it is that you want, let's say you want to, I'm giving you an example. Let's say you want to open up an online business, right? And some of you don't even know the first thing about it, don't have the money to do it, but you know there's something that you want to do. You feel like this, you can be successful at it. Okay. So the first thing you need to do is research. What is the qualifications for you to open up this business, this online store in your city, in your state? That's rule number 1. Research. It don't even cost money to do research. All it costs is your time. You see what I'm saying? Make baby steps. If you don't have it, let's say you know you on a tight budget and you just know, like, I ain't gonna have the money till tax time. Well, whatever you can do until tax season come, plan things. Write down exactly how much money you're gonna need, so that when you get that money in your hand, you know what you're doing with that money. Get specific, God said, about where is you're going. Know what direction you're going in. Don't just be a car that's just riding around with no direction. When you get in the car and you want to go somewhere, you're going to tell them where you want to go, right? And if you don't tell them, where the hell are you going? Are you just going for a free ride? And that's what God is saying. Like, go towards your desires. Create a blueprint, a plan that's going to, like, coexist with your blueprint. Make another blueprint for your blueprint on how you're going to get there. Make a map. Create a map. Ask God to help you create this map for where you're trying to go. Like the once again, I just said that. Get specific. See it. Smell it. Call it down. What you desire desires you. That's the power of manifestation. When you have a thought in your head, like Glorious Home Care, that was literally a thought in my head in 2019. Or was it 18? I wrote it down, but I forgot. But it didn't get open. I didn't open. I had an idea of my business in 2018 or 19. I'm not quite sure which year it was. I opened up my business in 2020. I didn't get my first client until 2023. You see what I'm saying? But from those, I literally I have a book from way back from 19, 20, 21, 23 of me writing things down that I have done over the years for my business. And that's what, and like God is saying, who cares if it's going to happen? Like, everything don't happen overnight. Some things take years, but it's how it's going to happen if you don't get a plan. If you don't know what you're doing. How can you build a house if you don't have a blueprint? What are you doing? What direction are you going in? What are your desires? Because God is saying, I desire to give you your desires. But first you have to get clear with yourself what it is that your desires are. What do you want to do? And God is also saying, don't do things for the money. Do things that you desire. Desire is a pleasure. It's something that makes you feel good inside. And when you do things aligned with the desire, it don't feel like a job. It don't feel like work. It feels like, just like when you're dealing with God, everything flows. It's the flow. And when things flow, the money flows too. So don't be so eager on coming up with a creativity that's going to get you some money. Because God said that the very thing that you desire to do, that you love to do, that is what's truly going to give you the money. So stop worrying about, how much money you can make out of this. Because God is saying when you do what you desire, it's kind of like, it can be 1 million people that have online stores. It can be 1 million people that cook. But it's something about the way that you set up your store. It's something about the way that you cook. And I hear God is saying, it's bigger than that. It's something about the way I send the people to you. Okay, speak, Spirit. Spirit said it's the way when you do what you're supposed to be doing, when you work with me, I work with you. And I got the power to do anything. So whatever revenue you need for whatever it is that your creativity is going to bring, I will bring the people to you. But I need you to first focus and get specific on what it is that you desire to do. Does your desire flow from love or fear? Once again, that fear. What is fear? Feeling like you always got to have that. That's that money. Money is the root of all evil. Does your desire flow from love or fear? When you do things that you love to do, like I was just saying, pleasure, where is it coming from? When you desire to do things, is it coming from love, something that you love to do? Or is it coming from fear, something that you feel like, oh, I'm doing this because I need the money. I want to have this much. God is saying, think about that. And it's so funny because I literally was just saying that, and now I'm finished reading the card, and that's what the card is saying. Manifestation that comes from fear-based desires keep you safe and small. And what did the card start off by saying? Dream bigger. Small desires constrict you. Desires that come from your soul expand your world. You understand what I'm saying? when you feel that feeling inside of just feeling like, you know how you get up some mornings, you got this job, you don't want to go, like, oh, I gotta go to this job, but I gotta go because I need the money, I gotta pay my bills, I'm late on this, but I'm late on that. So you go in and you go in there, you're vibrating low because you already don't want to be there. Versus you getting up every morning, you doing like, oh my God, I'm so excited, I got these orders to do, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And it's you see what I'm saying? It's a difference. It's a difference. It's the frequency, it's your energy. And that's what God operates off, energy. And when you operate off that desired energy, that frequency, that you just happy to be able to do whatever it is that you're bringing, that you're doing, you allow your soul to expand. Your soul is excited. It's like a kid in a candy store. Like, and when you allow yourself to just do things because of the money, your soul ain't doing nothing but just like, when are we gonna do something fun? This is so boring. I'm just doing this for the money. I feel like a robot. And then when you start doing things that you love to do, your soul is going to be like, it's going to feel alive. And I hear the song from Drake saying, everybody dies, but not everybody lives. And that is what Spirit is trying to tell you. Allow your soul to live, to have this experience with you. Don't keep putting your soul on the back burner, allowing your flesh to take over, and all these different programs that we've been programmed to make us feel like we have to do it this way and do it that way, or operating out of fear because we feel like we have to do this thing because it's going to bring more money. God said, who told you that? Who told you that? It's people out here who literally just get on the they play and just talk. That's it. And they millionaires. You know why? Because it's the things that they say. It's the people that God has called to them. God is always using people as vessels. And when you allow to sit still and listen to what Spirit is saying and tap into your desires, that's when God uses you. That's when God knows, okay, I can trust her. She's ready. When you can write down your goals and get specific on where you're going and how you're going to get there, God's like, okay, she got a map. If God is going to drive any car, I'm pretty sure he's going to want to drive a car that at least got some kind of a map. Because yes, God has a map for all. But are you going to sit back and think that God's going to do all the work? He already did enough by making you who you are. Installing certain things into your DNA. What you want him to come down here and activate it too? Like, what are you going to do? But you want him to come down here and do all the work for you too? Like, you want him to, like, if you want to be whatever it is you want to be, God is not going to come down here and take the classes for you or do the research for you. God has put you in position where knowledge is free. And knowledge is wisdom. So either you're going to go get this shit, or you're going to keep sitting around waiting for God to come out the sky and save you. Because God don't work like that. God works with people who are willing to put in the work. You can't just sit down and just pray all day, every day to God and think that God is going to come down here and just change your whole life. No, you have to put in the work. You have to move those 2 feet and those 2 hands and use that brain that God gave you. He didn't give it to you for nothing. And the affirmation for this card is, what I desire desires me. So just a quick recap. Your first card was creativity in reverse. Your second card was betrayal. And your last card was desire in reverse. So like I said, when you focus on the 2 cards in reverse, when you focus on your creativity and allow yourself to be seen the way that you know you are truly meant to be seen, or whatever it is that you're supposed to be bringing forth, when you tap into this creativity and when you allow yourself to get serious with the direction of the desires that you have and how you're going to get there, this won't even matter. What people saying behind your back won't even matter. Because then everything they saying is going to be good stuff. Because they don't got nothing to say bad besides, oh, she did that. Oh, she just changed his whole new person and she doing this and she doing that, or she changed. And you know what? When those people sit around and talk to people, after a while, people, even low vibration people, gonna be like, well, why do you keep talking about her? You know what I'm saying? And that's why, once again, like I said, when you focus on these two, when you focus on your true desires and you focus on your creativity, the haters don't even fucking matter. They gonna still be talking in the background, and you gonna be still doing your thing with the light behind you, because God is within you. And whatever it is that you're supposed to be bringing, it ain't on you. God said it's in you. And you know what it is. God said every single last one of you, all you guys are in different situations. Some of you guys have been feeling the change, like I said, within the last few. God said, okay, I didn't hear that at first. Spirit said some of you literally in the last few days. Some of you days, months, some of you years. But for those of you who are in the year period, God is saying it's tugging on you even more. Now God is saying, even though you're choosing to be unconsciously aware of these changes, because you kind of really are. It's like I said, it's kind of like right there, but you kind of like you don't really want to believe it. But God is saying this is your confirmation. Yes, it's there, and I'm not going nowhere. And yes, I'm amplifying that nudge on you, because now is the time. And God has said, I'm not gonna stop until you awaken into what it is that you're supposed to be doing. Because God said, and the reason why I repeatedly keep tugging on you is because I know your heart. And God says, I know your heart, and I know what you're capable of doing. But I need for you to gain more confidence within yourself, and know and trust and believe that you can do it. Even when it's people behind your back betraying you and talking, do it anyway. And I'll take the rest. I'll do the rest. That's what God is saying. I'll do the rest. So, y'all, like, a lot of y'all, I feel like that's meant in my spiritual tribe. Like, y'all kind of remind me of, like, myself a lot. Like, the old version of myself, the younger version of myself, the version of me that didn't believe that I could amount to anything in life or do anything. And Spirit is here to let y'all know, like, who lied to you? Because Spirit said, it sounded like you lied to yourself a long time ago. And now that it's like, you know how they say when you tell, like, liars, they lie so much that they start to believe their own lies? That's what God is saying. You have unconsciously programmed yourself for so long to believe that you can't do things, that you're starting to subconsciously really think that you can't. But you know that you can, because God said, I keep nudging you. And that's why. So I hope that this reading resonated with whoever is supposed to reach. I'm very interested to know like, what it is that you are, getting nudged about. Because I know in my life, it's a lot of, like, literally for me doing my readings, I've been getting nudged by, oh, do more readings. You haven't been doing this. And I'm like, okay, God, I'm going to do it. But I got other stuff going on in my life. I'm like, wow, I want to work on this first. I want to master this. And God is saying, jack of all trades and a master of none. Just go and do it, what it is that you're supposed to be doing. Because all those different things that you're tapping into along the way is going to turn you into a master at the end. Like, it's not a race, it's a marathon. And God is saying, don't feel the need to always feel like you have to have things done at a certain time, at a certain deadline. Make small goals for yourself. Make reasonable goals for yourself. Goals that you can reach. Goals that fit in your financial budget. And if you don't have the money to do whatever it is that you want to do right now, make a plan so that when you do come across a lump sum of money, and when you do get the money to afford to do it, you have a plan. So now it's like, like when you get ready to build a home, you got to get all the parts first. But once you get all the parts together, when it's time to build that home, it's no problem with building the home. And then the home is going to get built even quicker, because now, instead of you getting to the home and like, okay, we're going to do this, that, do this, that, then be like, oh, we got to order this. And now it's going to take 2 weeks for this to come. And that's why God is saying, it's okay. Don't feel like you have to be in a rush to have everything done. Don't feel like you're not in position to even be thinking about it, because God's saying, yes, you are. It starts with your mind. It starts with a thought. Like I just told y'all, I had a thought of my business. I literally had wrote down a name one day I was talking to God. And for some of you who are already in my channel, I'm sorry that I got to repeat this again, but God said Glorious, and I wrote it down, and I Googled Glorious, and when I looked up Glorious, I seen all these different beautiful meanings that resonated with Glorious, and after that, God said, that's going to be the name of your business. And I didn't even know what business God was talking about. Fast forward, like I said, a year or two later, I opened up my business. And, you know, like I said, ain't none of that makes sense to me at all. Even when I had Googled and then I'm like, okay, I'm going to Google. I'm like, I didn't even know I was Googling Glorious. I just Googled Glorious, but I was obedient to what God said to do. You understand what I'm saying? Like, just like with this reading, like, I messed up so many times on this reading, like over my words, saying the wrong words. And hell, it can be somebody probably on here like, oh, she can't read. Like, but if I sat here and I worried about what they're going to think of me, how the hell was I able to reach you? You see what I'm saying? And that's what God is saying. The longer you sit there and you procrastinate and keep worrying about it, analyzing how things going to be and how they're going to be seen, how they're going to be betrayed, and how you're going to get it done, and how you're going to have this and that, God has said, don't do that. Just get busy doing planning. Because God said, if you make that plan, I'm going to make a way for you. Believe that. Trust that and believe that. And from my own experience, y'all, I'm not just talking just from, you know, how those some people be like, oh, well, you're just going to be all right. And no. Anything that I can say, did I tell you guys, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to stand 10 toes down on that shit because I've been there. I've been through it. I've been through hell and back. I've been through the storm. I sat in the storms with God. I'm sitting in one right now. Hell. Literally. Like, and the crazy part is, like I always tell y'all, any storm that's of God is a good storm to be in. Because when the storm leaves, the sun comes out. The storm that we think that we be in, that we be like, oh, God, please deliver me from it. Like, no, sit in that storm. Because while you sit in that storm, God is preparing things. So give God time. Just like when you have a baby, when you get, you know, you have a baby, you want your baby to be able to sit in your womb for 9 months. For men, you want your baby to come out, you know, not premature, but fully develop. And that's what God is saying. Allow me to fully develop what it is that you're bringing, your creativity to the world. But it's going to start with you first sitting down and coming up with a plan. Because God said, I already got a blueprint. But I need you to sit down and prepare and make the phone calls and do the research and do the shadow work, do the meditation, gain more confidence, trust yourself, believe in yourself, and know that I'm making a way. But I just heard it saying, one of my angels say, you can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make him drink. And that's what God is saying. Like, I can do all, but I'm only gonna do so much because I have placed you in a position, and I have given you tools, eyes, nose, mouth, hands, toes, fingers, feet, to use those things wisely, because knowledge is power, to get you where it is that I want you to go, that I want you to be. Because God wants us all to live the life that we truly desire. Not a life of lack, not a life of fear, and, you know, just all those other things that just don't serve us. God wants all us to be vibrating at a high vibration at all times. God wants all us to be happy. God don't want us to be working a job. And for some of you, like God is saying, some of you are supposed to be working a 9 to 5, but God is saying, I don't want you working at 9 to 5 just because you feel like, oh, I got to do it because of money. I want you to walk to that 9 to 5 every day knowing, oh, this is the 9 to 5 I was meant to do because you're the best at it. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm gonna let y'all go, but like I say, you know, if you know, no pressure, but if you know, feel, you know, open to leaving a comment below and letting me know, like, what is it that, like I said, that you are holding on to fear on because of whatever reason. And if I do see somebody leave a comment, you know, maybe I can tap in and give y'all a better you know, understanding of, you know, how God sees the situation that you may be holding on to the fear about. Because I do have the powers to, you know, connect with spirit. And, yeah, so, you know, any of you who feel like this really resonated and want to maybe have a personal, feel free to leave a comment, and I will reach out back to you, and I will give you that personal reading if you need it. So I guess that's it. I love you guys very much. I hope you guys enjoyed the reading. And once again, go ahead and press that like button if you enjoyed the read. Or if you just want to show your girl some love, I appreciate that too. But until next time, guys. Bye.